Well, hello, my loves, and happy Sunday to you. So I'm going to dive right in because I've got some ideas percolating, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit about what kind of led me here and to my inspiration. So out here I have a 9 by 12. This is an old canvas that I had done some experimenting on, I think either for the membership or for the workshop to show a background. And it's a pretty grungy, gorgeous background. So this is perfect. This is, again, 9 by 12. And when I was doing my reading, my morning pages, my journaling and that kind of thing, and I came across a quote that spoke to me, and I didn't know why. And I don't know if you guys ever have that happen or not, but I was just moved by it. And so I just kind of kept it in the back of my mind. I wrote about it and then just let it be because I didn't know what it meant for me. So then as I was preparing for Sunday, I was cleaning off my desk and trying to find my ideas and different things. I came across this little stash of goodness because I really went through and was cleaning everything. And I found this gel printed flower. And it was so gorgeous. And I found this random butterfly. Like, here's another part of that gel print. Like, I could even throw that in there. Some random scraps. Oh, and this really spoke to me too. So this I had cut this out. I think this was from last week's Sunday Inspiration. But the outline was gorgeous. And I was like, oh, what can I do? What can I do with that? How can I make that work? What is it that I want to do? And like this was laying on my table. This little scrap was on my table. All these little bits were just like in a pile. And they all looked good together just in the pile. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go with it. I mean, even just like this little scrap of, like, here's another outline of a butterfly. And I'm like, oh, so good. And so I was like, this is a really tall, like, I wasn't sure if I needed to cut this down because it was so tall. And then all of a sudden, what I had read kind of came together with what I was looking at. And I was like, oh my goodness, I love it when that happens. So these are the things that I'm going to work with, that I'm going to figure out how to make happen. I have a few other little scraps on my table that I'm not sure exactly, but I have all these little bits of things just kind of laying around. And I don't know if I will use, both outlines or just a single butterfly, or I don't know. I don't know yet. I have to get going. But then I started to think about this background. I'm like, well, is it too dark for what I, want to do? Do I need to do something to it? And it's got kind of a pattern in here already. And so I'm like, well, I'm not sure. So I grabbed, This is a 9 by 12. This is Rambling Eucalyptus. And I thought if I got just a soft, subtle pattern in the background to kind of push some of that super dark background back, that might help. The other thing that I was thinking is like creating some light into the piece with just like a few directional like strips of textures or stenciling. So I'm not exactly sure yet. This one I like the idea of, but I'm not sure if it will just completely obliterate the background, because the background's pretty amazing. But it's really honestly too dark and it needs some light. So it needs something to kind of stabilize this, whatever I'm going to be putting together here. See, that's not bad though. Like just like that. And then having just some white pattern. like for contrast, would be kind of cool. I hate it when I don't know what to do. So I'll have to just do it and see. And what I was thinking is if I stencil this out and I hate it, I'm going to wipe it off and we'll see. And then just go with maybe I'll get this pattern that's already kind of in there from my stencils instead of this one and go with that. But that's what I'm thinking. So I have olive green, I have prism violet, and I have burnt sienna out here. And partly because of this sienna color in the background. And these are really good complementary colors. And then I thought for the olive green, if I did decide to do some background here, I could maybe do it subtly with some olive green to kind of push back some of that brown. That's why I have the olive green out. I have white gesso and I have black gesso out. And I have some raw umber, which I don't think I'll need because I got plenty of raw umber there. But in case I need it for on top of the papers, not sure. I don't know yet exactly. But those are my thoughts. So whatever stencils I use today will be on sale. All the supplies will be listed down below in the YouTube description box. So that is my direction for today's project. And my inspiration, this is what inspired it. They both came together at the same time. It's not like this inspired that or that inspired this. They coincided and it like all made sense. I love it when that happens. But Morgan Harper Nichols writes, and she knows in her soul when it comes to her worth. It does not make her weak for needing to be reminded of this truth. This is all a part of being guided right where she needs to be, being lifted to the light that her heart forever needs. And it was that being lifted to the light because I was feeling like that's what I was needing. My soul needed to be lifted to the light. And that can come in so many different ways. It can come from reading or journaling, from prayer and meditation. Being lifted to the light can come from friends or family or your significant other or spouse. Being lifted to the light can mean a lot of different things for people. But it's just a place where you are affirmed and reassured of who you are, your worth, your goodness, all of those things. And so when I read that, and then I came here and I saw the flower being lifted to the light, how the flowers grow up to the sunlight. They need that light to grow. And the butterfly, the kind of floating up into the sky. I'm sorry for my dog. He's being very naughty right now. But anyway, growing up to the light, it was like all of those pieces came together. And I love it when that happens. So I am being lifted to the light right now by the people around me, and by my prayer time, and by my journaling time, and by my reading time, and all of those things. And sometimes we have to have all of those things to really kind of move us forward and out of the shadows and the dark places in our heads. Those places where we say we're not worthy, we're not allowed to rest, we're not allowed to, you fill in the blank. We need those things to lift us to the light so that we are okay. And that's what I've had over the last few weeks, today, every hour, all the time. And I am incredibly grateful for that. And incredibly grateful for my own personal quiet time to be lifted to the light. And I hope if you are questioning your situation, the things around you, or yourself, your worth, look to the light. Look for the people who provide light for you. Look to your journaling time, or like I said, prayer or meditation, whatever the thing is for you that brings the light. Go towards that, because you are worthy of all of the things that you need, rest and exercise and whatever it might be. You are worthy of just being you. Okay, my loves, I am going to be guided by the light through this project because I don't know exactly what's going to happen yet, but we will see, and it'll be a wonderful journey. All right, my loves, again, all the supplies will be listed down below in the YouTube description box. The stencils will be on sale this week. I hope your Sunday is restful and peaceful, and I hope that you always, always know that you are loved.